Good morning, student. I am Raju Ranjan Upadhyay, SST teacher of Sunbeam Convent School, Buxar. Student, today I am going to teach class 10th Geography Lesson 1 Resource and Development. I have taught you in my previous videos about the different part of this lesson. In this part, I will teach you about the soil erosion and conservation of soil. Student, all of you know that soil erosion is a very destructive activity on the earth due to the different factors, due to the different agents of the environment. It's happened on the earth. Erosional activity. Erosional activity, it means that the denudation of the soil cover and subsequent washing down is described as soil erosion. A student, here one thing is important, that soil erosion is caused by the air, by the water, and by the heat and cold. It means that by the effect of temperature also. And there are many small reasons for the erosional activity of the soil. The process of soil formation and erosion go on simultaneously, and generally there is a balance between the two. It means that the soil erosion and the making of soil, this is a continuously process, and happened these happen simultaneously. After that, what will happen? The amount of soil which is eroded, and the nature balance it by the making the soil. But some human activity disturb the balance of this making and erosional activity, and the result was very dangerous for the human being. Sometimes this balance disturbed due to the human activity like deforestation, overgrazing, construction, and mining, while natural forces like wind, glacier, and water lead to soil erosion. The running water cuts through the clay soil and makes deep channels as gullies. The land becomes unfit for cultivation and it is known as the bad land. Sometimes water flows as a sheet over large area down a slope. In such cases, the top soil is washed away. This is known as the sheet erosion. This happens in a very large areas. Wind blows loose soil off flat or sloping land down as wind erosion. Soil erosion is also caused due to the defective method of the farming. This is also a great reason. Now I am going to describe you about the conservation of the soil. What is the method of conservation of the soil? The first method is planting more and more trees into the environment. On the earth, whenever we plant trees on the raw and columns, this hold the root of the trees hold the soil, and after that it protect the erosional activity by the wind, by the water, and different agent of the nature. Because of roots hold very fastly and very strongly to the soil. Another way of conservation of the soil is contour lines plowing. After a contour lines, making the field by the help of contour lines, and a step can be cut on the slopes making traceage. It means that the trace farming is also a protective activity of the soil erosion, and this is also a system of the soil conservation. After that, some stripes and some raw of such trees. It means that whenever you plant the trees into the rows, such type of trees is known as the shelter belts. A student, one thing here is important, that by the help of social activity and by the taking care of the environment, we should conserve our environment or the soil. The government also make many schemes for the conservation of soil. Different means of communication. These also protect, and these also innovate the new system, and it also work about the conservation of the soil like magazine, TV, and newspapers our local self government is also doing sometimes doing such type of activity for the environment. Different scheme has been launched for the conservation of the government has just I'm saying you the government has launched a new department. The government has formed a new department for conservation of the soil, that is known as the soil conservation department. This department is work under the agricultural ministry. Thus, a student, we can say that there are many measures which is applicable and which is adopted by the people for the conservation of soil. Whenever we conserve our soil, after that we will able to balance our environment. This lesson is finished. Thank you. In our next lesson, we will meet very shortly. Thank you.